London Marathon Training, week 4. Where are we going?
We're going to Madeira.
Welcome back. It is a Tuesday. I went to the gym this morning and I finished reading the book for week 3. I'm a little bit behind on reading, but that's okay because this weekend my boyfriend and I are going on a trip. We do a lot of reading on the plane ride to and from. It's a surprise trip. So we're showing up to the airport and we have no idea where we're going. We're partnering with an app called Journee, or I am, not him. He's not a fucking influencer. But I'm partnering with this app called Journee, and you fill out a questionnaire and they send you on a trip. So I'm doing a series of videos for them, but I do not know where we're going. We requested a warm climate. We get a packing list, so we'll have that as an idea of where we're headed. But besides that, we're just getting to the airport and we will see. So you guys will come along for that. I'm gonna head to the bookstore now and do some other video editing before we head off on the trip. We'll talk a little bit about marathon training and just take you guys through more of London. You got a new angle unlocked. I'm here in the kitchen making lunch, doing a feta cucumber Greek salad moment because that's like what we had in our fridge. I went to an event yesterday and they actually gave you produce to go home with. The hair care brand Davines, I think it's pronounced, or Davines, I forget the exact pronunciation. Overall, is really committed to sustainability and regenerative agriculture. They have their own farm and it was like a very insightful event. I met a lot of cool people there. So we're cooking up a salad out of our produce. I'm also listening to the Ezra Klein podcast. If you know me, I listen to this podcast a lot. I don't necessarily agree with what Ezra says in every single episode, but he has on like very smart guests. So this one is called MAGA's Big Tech Divide. It's talking about like the Elon Musk camp versus the JD Vance camp. Very smart conversation talking about technology and kind of the Republican Party and all the factions within it. It'll take you along to read the book for this video that I picked up that is also about this topic that I'm listening to. January 29th and I'm headed out on a run. I have a little bit of a speed workout. I do speed workouts like twice a week, which is more than I was doing for past training cycles, but I'm following this training app called Runna. I'm partnering with them as I train for the London Marathon. I'd heard loads of things from friends like previous to working with them. They're a London-based company. I think I mentioned in another vlog that I went to their office, which was very fun. The app programs anything from a 5K to a marathon, and it's a personalized plan. Oftentimes when you're looking for like how to train for a marathon, you either hire a coach, which is really expensive. I've done that the past 2 times, or you could look up a plan online, but oftentimes that's not gonna be like specific to your needs, your paces, your goals, your body, whatever. So this app adapts like as you train. I mentioned the first week was really challenging. I think it had me at paces that I'm not at the fitness level to complete. So it's gotten a little bit easier, which has been good for my body. And the best thing is to get to know your body and really honor that curiosity. Know what your conversational pace is, know what a speed workout is, know what weights feel good for you. I'm on week 4 of training. It's feeling good right now. It's actually a deload week. Perfect because I'm traveling towards the end of the week. It wasn't sort of like paired with the travel, but in the app you actually can like log travel. I just forgot to do that. My training plan is 16 weeks. So the first few weeks I was building up mileage and now I go back just to give my body a reset. So my long run this week, which I think I'm gonna do tomorrow, because I don't really know where I'm traveling and if it's gonna be runnable or not, because I have this like surprise trip. Run is 7 miles. Last week it was 12, so we're kind of going down, and then the week after we'll go back up to running 13. It's just a way to take care of your body and give yourself a little bit of rest while still moving your body. About this trip that I have, so it's through this travel app called Journee. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, I've already talked about it, but you fill out a questionnaire and then they send you on a trip throughout Europe. Henry and I filled out a questionnaire in like November, and we've been getting clues every single week, and he's really been like in the weeds of trying to figure out where we're going. I am not trying to figure out where we're going because I have to act surprised in all the videos I make, and also I just don't want to know. We're gonna get to the airport on Friday, open up this envelope, let me grab it, and then open up this little envelope that has our travel destination, has the itinerary with what different excursions we're going on. And trips, you can have a lot of excursions booked, you can have it very hands-off, but they book the travel, the hotel. The only thing they don't book for you is the food, but we have all of our excursions booked through Journee as well. Today we have a run. I might do some mobility. I'm gonna start reading the new book for this video, which we'll talk about, and then we have to pack for the trip. For the London Marathon, I'm actually setting a time goal, which I'm not going to tell you guys, but I am pushing myself to actually achieve something athletically. Previously, my goal was to finish, it was to finish the New York City Marathon, my first marathon, was to finish Big Sur, which is a crazy, challenging course. And now I'm actually setting these goals in myself in terms of athletic performance, which is something I haven't done in a very long time. A lot of my eating disorder was triggered by society and diet culture and body image stuff. But a lot of it was when I was in high school and I was getting recruited to play college volleyball. I had this idea that I was not good enough to be thinner and smaller, and the only way that I was going to get recruited to go to these schools is if I lost weight. And I'm at this point now, 7 or 8 years later from that time, maybe even 9 years, and I feel much better. I've done a lot of therapy and work on my eating disorder, but I just have been scared to set some sort of goal on myself because I'm worried that my brain is just gonna go back there and think that I need to be smaller and not eat. As you can see here, I'm eating and it's not an issue now, but my brain definitely feels foggy. I think once you've had an eating disorder, it's so hard to get out of it. Why training for London was so triggering for me. Frustrated the first few weeks of training because I think both of us have gained weight since moving to London, and so I wasn't able to hit the paces that the app and my marathon training plan had. So I started to just be super defeatist and down on myself, okay, fuck it, I'm not even gonna set a time goal in London. There's no way I'm gonna do it. Today was the first day I actually completed my speed workout without any breaks and without stopping, without being under the paces. So I finally have this little glimpse of hope saying that you have to keep going, it's going to get better. And once you keep putting in the work, you will see results. But I think I was just so scared of never seeing results that I was like, what is all this effort I'm doing? I believe in myself that I was gonna see results. And I think my overall word of 2025 is just to trust. Moving to London, to trust that financial stability will come, to trust this marathon, to trust my body. And I'm really trying to lean into that anytime I have self-doubt. It is a Thursday. It's Thursday, January 30th. January, I swear to God, has been the longest month ever, but I'm packing for our surprise trip. It's funny because you get a packing list, but it's still kind of weird because I can't really envision what I'm doing. I know we have an e-bike tour. I know we're going to natural pools. Packing list, and they give you a weather forecast so you can plan for the trip. There's important documents in it. This is actually what we reveal at the airport that'll tell us where we're going. Barbell bars, sunglasses, a spy belt here for a hike if I want to hold my phone and stuff. Toiletries, water bottles, some dresses to wear. I have some Planet Noosa sets here and then some socks. One here for me and Henry. And then for shoes, I'm gonna go with my orthopedic shoes for a cuter option, and then 2 pairs of Hoka running and hiking shoes. It's a Thursday before we leave for the trip. I'm out in Mayfair, which is a very bougie part of London. It's kind of like the West Village or the Upper West Side or Upper East Side. We're doing some walking. I feel like I just sit in my same part of London, so it's good to get out and be in a new area. Hi everyone, it is a Friday morning and we're on the train to go to the airport for our mystery trip. It's 7 a.m. We're gonna learn where we're going in an hour. We have some guesses based on the clues we got. There's a 6,000 foot mountain. What else are some clues?
Wildlife.
Wildlife, something about wine. It has a big New Year's Eve. Hydropower.
It's named after its green forests.
Yeah. My final guess is Madeira. What's yours?
It's also Madeira.
Okay.
But that's not exciting, so I would say Cape Verde.
Okay. Cape Verde or Madeira. We'll talk to you in an hour. We have about an hour on the Stansted Express to get to the little airport. Relax with the reels, bro. All right, bye. Hi everyone, we're in Madeira. We're having fish for lunch. It's very fresh. It's very hectic. We're in the center of the city and I think we're gonna go on a cable car ride up the mountain later today. What?
Here's our ticket to the top.
We're going on the cable car ride all the way up. We've made it in the cable car. That is crazy.
Beautiful landscape. Step out into it.
Da wiesz, ja co...
Day 3 in Madeira, and we are on this crazy excursion in a Land Rover with the, hi Henry, fish, the roof off of the Land Rover, and we're driving across the island. We're gonna go to some natural pools, and right now we're at this area on top of the mountain where they funnel all this water down to the main city, Funchal. Yesterday we went on this 9-mile hike and I had a panic attack because I've never really hiked on a cliff, and it was like right into the ocean, and that just scared me a lot, so I did not bring my camera along for that. And then we just hung out around the city and got dinner. But it's been nice to have some sunshine. The sun sets at like 6:40 here versus like 4 p.m. in London. Just to be on a little vacay. But yeah, it's funny because we didn't know anything about this trip, and we're learning about the excursions as they come. So we got to this and we're like, what are we doing? Turns out we're going to some natural pools, and now we're at this.
At this. New stick just dropped.
It looks pretty good. Well, this is a sick. I gotta get in here with this zoom. Wow. Wow. Look at all the cows up here. The sky. It is a Monday here in Madeira, and we went on an e-bike ride that was like 30 kilometers, I think, so like 20 miles, unsure, but it was really fun. We got to see a lot of the island. We got a croissant like halfway through, and I don't think I've ever biked that long, and it was like a cycle assist, so you actually did have to do a lot of the pedaling. I was supposed to be running throughout this vacation, but whatever, it's fine. I was pretty active with hiking and all the walking and then the cycle ride, and tomorrow's our last day in Madeira. I will probably finish up the book on our way home on the airplane, and then we're back to gloomy, cold London. So it's certainly been nice to get some sun and see the ocean and see just some nature outside of the city and try some new food. Everyone, welcome to the end of the vlog. A lot of this video was filmed on the trip in Madeira, so not a lot about the book, but you've made it to the book portion. The book that I read this week is called Technofeudalism. The author's whole argument is that capitalism is over and we're in this new economic system. Very economic heavy. The book not only describes the history of capitalism and sort of what happened, I would say, like throughout the past 50 years. It goes even further than that as well, but it talks a lot about neoliberalism and financialization, globalization. Whenever I hear people talk about derivatives and financial markets and how private equity works, it kind of like goes over my head, and I found the author doing a really good job of explaining that in a tangible way. The author goes in depth of explaining all of those things, and globalization, financialization, as I said, to sort of explain where we are now. Some key events the author talks about are like the end of the Soviet Union, the creation of the euro, gold standard fell, the 2008 financial crisis, the pandemic. We live in a time where we are all giving our labor up to the cloud, and the cloud is essentially something like an Apple, which has an app store that different people can upload apps to, provide their labor in a way. So Apple doesn't actually have to go ahead and develop all these apps, but all of us do that for free. So we have to like pay into this cloud system, and then we get a portion of the profits from it. Like our generation and how everyone is a personal brand, which I definitely feel conflicted as an influencer, and I've felt that way ever since I started. Like, I'm just kind of this neoliberal subject, but I do feel like I have a lot more purpose than just like selling products online. Since all of us are forced to be a personal brand, whether or not you work for yourself as an influencer or if you have a 9-to-5. LinkedIn is a way that we all sort of manufacture an appearance and a certain persona so that we get hired and we have economic stability. A lot of us are really struggling financially and really have power over like our lives because the internet is in this cloud system that, once again, he defines in the book, the end of capitalism and sort of what replaced it. And it makes a lot of arguments about how we don't have control over our economic future because of this new system. And I haven't really found a lot of people politicians or like pundits or anyone in the mainstream media kind of talk about this phenomenon of how the internet has changed capitalism. And I would say that's the main through line of the book, talking about how social media platforms and big apps like Uber or an Amazon or Apple have really stratified inequality even more than it was like prior to the pandemic. It's one that I'm going to reread in the future because there is a lot of information in here that was hard to kind of read when I was on this flight to Madeira and then coming back. I keep getting behind in these vlogs, and part of me is like, do I keep doing them? I don't really know if people are watching them, enjoying them, whatever, but that's just self-critic inside my head. So I will end the vlog here, and then we're gonna go pick up a new book, start the next one, and I will see you in the next one.